Hello fellow photographers, welcome to Planit video tutorial. The Planit for Photography is a mobile app that runs on Android and iOS at the moment. This video tutorial is using the native user interface. If you had the app installed before, please pay attention to the version. You can go to the menu, Help, and see the version number. If you're on Android, the app version should be 7.0 and later. And if you're iOS, it should be 2.0 and later. Please make sure you upgrade to the native version before watching this video tutorial. Let's get started. In this video tutorial, I will mainly talk about why we need a plan in landscape photography and the basic usage of this app. I will not talk into all the details because I will have following videos to cover each particular category of features. So let's talk about planning. Landscape photography is 80% of being at the right location and the right time. The location is of course very important, which is easy to understand. The time is also important. Let's imagine you visit the same place twice at different time of the day. One is at noon, the other time is at sunset. As long as it's not overcast, the sunset picture you got will definitely be different from the one you got from the noon time. And the reason is the sun direction and elevation is different. The sunset time, the sun was shining from a lower angle, which created a much better net condition of the same scene. It is of course more than just the sun. It could be moon, Milky Way, rainbow, tide. All this information played an important role in your landscape photos. That's why we developed such an app to help you to have all this information in one app, so that you can plan beforehand. That's why we call it Planit. It means plan the shot. To use this app, all you need to tell the app two things: location and time. And if you look at the app, you can see on the bottom we have the data time. That's the time we're going to use to calculate all the information in the app. And on the top, there is a subtitle says where the location is. Right now is the center of the map as a location, but it could be the camera pin location. So that's a location we use to calculate. Two things here, location and time. One on top, one on bottom. So whenever you look for any other information, like overlays on the map, or the values on the information pager, make sure this location and time are the ones you want to have. Let's give you a simple question first. I want to find out the sunset time today. I didn't mention location because I assume it's the current location. If you look at a map, you see there is a blue circle on the map, or you can tap this button if you don't see it. As long as your phone has GPS turned on, you should see this blue circle. Once you have a blue circle, you can tap on that to go to the center. That's gonna set the location to your current location. And here, always check your subtitle to make sure it says the location that you're on. And on the bottom, how to set to the current time, just tap on this button. Right now it is current time, so let's say I change to another time. Now I tap here, you see the reset time to now, and if you look at it, that's my current time. Now you switch to the first page, you see here it says sunset time was 7:12 p.m. so that's the sunset time of San Diego at today. So the second question for you is, I want to find out the sunset time of Los Angeles 2 days later. Based on this question, I know I need to set two things. First, I need to find where Los Angeles is. You can also do a search, but here, because it's not far away, I can just zoom out the map and look at Los Angeles right over here. I can just drag to Los Angeles, and now I change the time. How do I change the time? I can tap on that. I can drag to April 9th. Now, the date is April 9th, the location is Los Angeles, and here, the sunset time is 7:19 p.m. So that's the sunset time. Okay, so just have that in your mind whenever you want to do something, location and time. Once you have both, you're done. Once you have this, you can see all kind of information from this information pager. There are total 18 pages on the information pager. Notice there is a white arrow. You can just drag down on that arrow. You show this information page in one screen. You can click on any of them to see the information of that particular feature. So let's say you can tap on the Milky Way Center. You see the Milky Way center. Milky Way MWC is the shorthand for Milky Way center. The visible period is from 12:55 a.m. to 5 a.m. in the morning, and this is the elevation range. This is the azimuth range. So that everything is here. In addition to drag from error, you can drag from anywhere here. See, that works too. You can even drag from title bar. Notice that there are 4 different categories: the sun and the moon, night photography, special interests, meteorology, and oceanograph. Each one has a different color, so those color matters. If you look at those color here, there are 5 of this, 5 night photography, 5 sun and the moon in orange color, 5 purple color for the night photography, 5 special interest color, which is green color, and 3 meteorology and oceanograph in blue color. And if you go back to the map, you see those rectangle here. Those color match exactly with what we just see. So which means you can tap here directly to go to the page. I can tap here directly to go to the rise and set page, or I can tap here directly to go to start page, or I can tap here directly to go to time-lapse page. You may not remember those at the beginning, but once you use it for a while, you will start to remember. That's much faster to tap here than use the ephemeris pager from the top. Now let's pay attention to the color of the text. Notice the color here is have different text, like this blue color over here, white color over here, and blue color over there. And the color does have some meaning. You can tap here, go to the help to take a look what's the meaning of each color here. So first, let's look at white text. The white text means it's something you can tap on, but nothing will change when you tap on that. So let's say I can tap on this. It tells me this value is the sunrise time on April 8th. It tells me I can long press to use it as a current time, so I can give it a try. Long press, you see the current time is set, and if you pay attention to the color, it becomes green. Whenever the time is near the current time, is 5 minutes before or after the current time, we will change the text to green. So which means it is happening right now. The sunrise is happening right now. That's how you can tell. And you can even drag to see it. And once you're getting near to sunrise right time, it becomes green. And here you also show the event. It tells you the event right now is sunrise. You can tap on this one as well. It tells you that's the sun azimuth. Azimuth is the direction. It's an angle that mirrors from the north. North is 0 clockwise. So east is 90 degrees, south is 180 degrees, so on. And that's the sun azimuth during the sunrise. And you can tap any one of them. And sometimes you see a gray color, like this one is in gray color. Gray means that's nothing gonna happen if you tap on that. And you see blue color as well. The blue color means you can tap to change it. I can tap here, I can change the sunrise. I can tap here to change the sunrise elevation angle. Change it to 9 and say okay. You see now the value is changed. I can tap here to show up throughout the list of the sunrise. I can tap to select one, so notice it is changed. So that's what I mean by changed. It's editable. And the color over here also matters. If you look at this one, it's blue, which means you can tap. Whenever you see a blue color or a white color, just feel free to tap on that. Nothing will break. So whenever you tap on something, you're probably gonna learn a new feature in the app. So if you tap here, you see it actually allows me to change the format. See, now the format is different. For this one, you can tap. It tells you can tap to update and give me elevation of this location. And it's still blue, which means you can tap again. It shows me you can change the unit. You can toggle the unit. Okay, now let's go back and look at this button over the map. This button is a map type. You can go here to change the different map types. And this button is go to the current location as long as I have GPS turned on. This one is a zoom slider. I call it zoom control because it's not just slider but also a button that you can tap. The tab will do the auto fit and dragging will do the zooming. So drag down to zoom out and drag up to zoom in. Notice that you can go beyond the drag track. So I can continue dragging. So same thing when you're dragging down, you can continue dragging until you reach all the way to the top. And whenever you release, they're gonna go back. So you can drag drag like that. So keep zooming. It's much faster than the double zoom, 2-finger zoom, because most time you want to use one finger to operate everything. So that's very useful. And in the plan, you're gonna zoom in, zoom the map a lot. That's why we created a special control just to do the zooming. And on the bottom right, there are 2 buttons. This first one is a plane action button. The second one is a mode action button. The first one, you can tap on that. It's gonna give you 6 different choices you can do. You can set the camera location at this center location, the current location. It depends on which current location is selected. So right now, if I set camera, you're gonna set camera at this center location. I can set the scene location. I can add a marker over there. I can see all the markers that was currently added to the map. I can also create a new plan or save it as current plan. So that's the plane action button. And on the second one is a mode action button. You can go to different modes from here. Those are 5 different tools mode. The first one is location, distance, focal length, depth field, and panorama. And on the top, you see 4 viewfinders. Those are the only way to go to those different modes. Okay, remember, always click this button. These 2 buttons are always there all the time. On the bottom is the daytime slider. Initially, it was closed. It's like this. Initially, it's like this. You can drag up or tap to bring up the daytime slider. There are 5 different modes to daytime slider. You can tap on the left side or this button, tap right hand side or this button to change the different modes. Tap on the right, it can now become the minion slider. When you drag, you see the sun moves very slowly. Keep notice this. When I drag, it's much slower. And if you tap on the left hand side, it goes to the hour slider. And if I drag, you see the sun move much faster. And you can tap again, go to the day slider. Now you just change the date without changing the time. Or it depends. Sometimes you change the time as well if you have a sticky event sticks there over there. For example, I can tap here, it's noontime. Now if I change the time, it's always the noontime. The event stay instead of the time. And if not an event, like in this case, if I change, you stay at the fixed time. So I can tap left again to go to the month slider, year slider, and now if I tap again, go back to the minute slider. Okay, that's 5 different modes. Next to the daytime label is a next event button and the previous event button. Next event, previous event. And this one will let you see all the events in one list. So that's all the events. You can tap one to select it. Once you select, you will see it in green as well. You see this little circle with a dot that means the current time. So if I go back, long press, I can go back. You see the time is 2:44, which is the event time, the Milky Way rise event time. And on the event page, you can not only see the particular date event time, the event name, but also the direction. In this case, is Milky Way center. That's why Milky Way center was showing rise in the southeast. And it will also tell you whether there is a moon or not for Milky Way event. Like in this case, moon set. So WSW means the west, southwest. That's the direction of the moon when the moon set. In addition, you can see the time here. Like right now, this one I will set to 2:44. So this time is the current time. And in 11 minutes, the Milky Way arc will be at 10 degrees. In 1 hour, 5 minutes, the Milky Way arc will be at 20 degrees. So this gives you a very handy feature to see what's the time difference between the 2 events. You can also non-press to show the calendar. There are 4 different calendars. So the first one, important date. The second one is the moon phase calendar. The third one is the moonless light. It will show you a different time of the day what is, because sometimes if you want to shooting for dark sky subject or star trail, you don't want any moon. So this even will let you pick which day is the best for that kind of photography. The last one is the Milky Way calendar. The Milky Way calendar again has 4 different readings. Nothing means the moon, there is a moon or the Milky Way never rise. 1 star means there are less than 2 hours of Milky Way center and no moon. And 2 star means there is more than 2 hours, less than 4 hours of moon. And the last one have to go to another monthly. 3 star means there could be more than 4 hours of Milky Way center. So from here, you can easily tell like April from 22 all the way to 30 would be a good time to go if you want to shoot the Milky Way photos. And sometimes you want to jump to a date directly. You can non-press here to show a picker that you can pick the date. You can easily go to different date, or can even go to different year here. See, that's I can come here to adjust the time, like 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. So that's a 2 p.m. done. Now I'm changing to 2024 and 2 p.m. So very easy to change that way instead of using this way to do it. So you can do it as well here, right? But you have to go to different page to do that. It's much easier to non-press, just go there to change it. Okay, so that's a daytime bar and daytime slider. That's pretty cover the basic of this app. In the next video tutorial, I will show you how to create a plan from scratch. Okay, thanks for watching. Until next time.